If it is or if it ain't, it's going to come out. Good morning. It's your girl Miracle Sims, and you're listening to God, Sex, and Love. Your daily dose of inspiration and juice. It is Friday. I know that much. It's Friday, August 11th, 2023. And today the topic is the ungrateful. Oh man, I hope that you all had a wonderful day yesterday. Mine was just fine. I think y'all pretty much, know what all happened yesterday, but just in case you don't, long story short, y'all know that yesterday was a Thursday, so I worked. And then after I got back from work, I came back to some goodies. Yes. My birthday gift arrived yesterday, so my gift to myself arrived. I did an unboxing of it, so if you're curious to know about it and see it and things like that, then check out my unboxing video that's available at Actress Miracle Sims, the Actress Miracle Sims YouTube. Or you should be able to see it on my social media because I went live on my Facebook as well when I did the unboxing. So yeah, and then after that, I did an unboxing for miracleofwine.com, y'all. Yes, a wine order came through and whatnot, and so yeah, I did those two unboxings yesterday after I got off from work. After that, I had, I guess, some conversations, you know what I'm saying, catching up with a friend of mine and whatnot, and bless me. And yeah, that's what my day looked like. I guess the highlights of my day. And yeah, I mean, we can talk more about that stuff later, if there's anything else to say about it. But again, like I said, y'all can go and check out those unboxing videos and hear everything I had to say about those things. But y'all, this conversation, the ungrateful, how did I come to it today? Well, I would say that everything this morning kind of played a part into this conversation. And I say that because, well, one, I woke up at 3:16. Okay. I'm pretty sure y'all can see where things are going even with just that. Because, I mean, obviously John 3:16 came up when I looked up the Bible verses and whatnot. But I didn't even look at it until after I did my prayer meditation and everything like that. So, I kind of scrolled on social media a little bit. I ended up seeing this really cute video that once again coincides with this conversation. So I might tell y'all about that in a moment. And then I listened to the prayer meditation. And the prayer meditation today was called, because I wrote it down for us, it was called Trust That Your Good Father is Truly Good. And even just reading that this morning was like, that's good, and then I listened to it. And as I was listening to it, and it was talking about, that God will give us good gifts, X, Y, and Z, it was very interesting because as I was listening, the phrase, don't look a gift horse in the mouth, came into my heart and mind. And I was like, I'm going to look up that phrase when I get done. And so I listened to the prayer meditation. All of it was good. I looked up that phrase. And the meaning behind that phrase, the first meaning was good, and then I saw a second meaning, and that's pretty much what led me to this conversation today. So let me share with you all the meanings that I came across, right? So when I looked up, don't look a gift horse in the mouth, the first thing I came across said, find fault with something that has been received as a gift or favor. So I'm like, okay, that makes sense. Don't find fault with something that's been, that is a gift. But then I came across this one, and this is what I guess sealed the deal for this conversation today. And it says, don't be ungrateful when you receive a gift. So that word ungrateful obviously stood out to me this morning. I went deeper looking into that word. I was ungrateful. Next thing I know, I was thinking about the little cute video I saw. I was thinking about, obviously, the prayer meditation. And just again, and then obviously I went back to John 3:16 because of what time I woke up, and just all these things played a part into this conversation today. Like, this is us all day, every day. We are looking the gift horse in the mouth. We are ungrateful for the gift that God has given us. And we shouldn't be like that. I mean, long story short, we shouldn't be like that. Um, and yeah, I mean, I just kind of was reflecting on all of that this morning, y'all. I was reflecting on, instead of accepting the gift, right? Instead of, embracing again God coming down in the form of a man and doing what he did on the cross for everybody and everything like that. Instead of accepting that gift, being appreciative of that gift and things of that nature, a lot of us are looking at that gift in the mouth. We're judging Jesus, right? We're like, we don't like that Jesus is the only way, we don't like this or that about the faith and all these different things. And so we're looking the gift horse in the mouth. We're truly ungrateful for what God did. Like, every now and then, what breaks me down, right, while I reflect on the goodness of God, is just realizing and understanding that he didn't have to do it. Like, I'm sure he was fine in heaven. Like, he could just, like, let us all perish. You know what I mean? He could have just let everything burn to the ground. He could have just moved on and went and did another project, whatever the case is. But instead, he came down in the form of a man, humbled himself completely, allowed himself to be beaten by his own creation, mocked by his own creation, disrespected to his face. I mean, he was always being disrespected anyway, but like being disrespected in a physical form by his own creation. And he didn't have to do it. Like, I don't think any of us would have did it. If we were in that position, we wouldn't have did it. We don't take disrespect in any form. Like, and so to have the long-suffering nature of God, the loving nature of God, to continue to love us regardless, like, all of that, I feel like is just very foreign to us. Unfortunately, I'm okay. Let me acknowledge some information that I'm privy to, but not really. I heard about, the Alabama brawl. I know that was just very popular subject this week. I really didn't look. I haven't seen the videos. I haven't seen any of that. I just was hearing bits and pieces about the encounter. Now, I can't say too much because, again, I don't know the details of the situation, but I'm being reminded of it in this moment because, people, I mean, maybe there was some disrespect from my understanding. Some disrespect came from somewhere, and then people are like, well, African Americans, or whatever the case is, doing what they had to do. Like, this is our ancestors fighting back. All this different stuff I've been seeing all week. And here's my thing. Again, without me knowing any details about anything, again, whatever. I'm not talking about that. I'm just talking about just fighting in general, right? This is what I got to say about it. Do unto others what you had them do unto you. Like, would you feel differently if things were the other way around? And the other group had the upper hand over the other group? And if you would, then therein lies the problem. You know what I mean? Like, because at the end of the day, you cheering it on because you feel like it's your group that got the upper hand or whatever the case is. But on the flip side, if you wouldn't keep the same energy, if the other group had the upper hand, then again, I mean, it's just one of those things to think about. But anyway, regardless of that, and I know y'all probably mad about that, but I'm just saying, like, I mean, again, I don't know no details enough to talk about everything and give whatever, but I'm just talking about the idea of disrespect, right? So if we're disrespected and then we get an upper hand somehow and we get our get back or our, what some people call it, I want my lick back, whatever the case is, if you get your revenge or whatever the case is, then you cheer that on, you happy about the quote unquote justice that you feel like you received. But hey, friend, one day justice will prevail, and what side are you going to be on, right? Are you going to be on the side that accepted the gift, right, and can be pardoned for our sins, pardoned for our wrongdoings that we all have done? The Bible is very clear that each and every one of us have sinned and fallen short. So that's an even playing field right there, friend. At the end of the day, none of us are better than the other, and it's like we don't see that for whatever reason. But anyway, I don't know. I asked the Lord just speak and say whatever He want to say through me. So I don't know. Maybe some of that needed to be addressed. But basically, I guess I'm just coming back to this idea of, again, disrespect and things of that nature. Like, we look the gift horse in the mouth all the time. We analyze, we judge, we sit here and say, oh, well, why did God do it this way? And why did God do it that way? And your God of the Bible, X, Y, and Z. And it's like, you're looking at the gift horse in the mouth rather than it just accepting the gift and being appreciative and the gratitude for the gift. Some get it, some are grateful and whatnot, but most of us aren't. And again, that's where a lot of the inspiration came from this morning, and everything like that. If I go ahead and switch things, because I know it might be a little heavy, everything I just said, so let's switch to some more positivity. Let me tell y'all about the cute video I saw before I did my prayer meditation. So I'm just scrolling on Instagram, and I see this lady. She shares like this video of her baby, and she had placed like a bowl. It looked like yogurt and fruit in front of the baby. And in the caption, she was saying that at first the baby seemed to like not want what was being put in front of her, but then she noticed that the baby said her grace, and then after that seemed to, be more receptive for the food again that was placed in front of her. And that's the thing, the gratitude, right, can humble us to understand like this is a gift. This was not like something I earned. This was not something I quote unquote deserved, or any of that. Like, this did not have to be given to me. So instead of me being ungrateful, I need to show gratitude. Like, even this morning as I was reflecting on the prayer meditation that I was listening to, and it was talking about, trust that the Lord will give you good gifts. What do you want of the Lord? The only thing I can really say is, Lord, I'm thankful for what I already got. I'm thankful for life, health, and strength. I'm thankful for having the desires of my heart. I mean, I know last year I was praying about having a job and weekly income, and here it is. I'm living it today. I'm sitting here unboxing extravagant gifts that I've given myself, and in abundance 2023. Like, I truly can't complain. Like, yeah, I got goals. Yeah, I got stuff I still want to do, X, Y, and Z. But on the flip side, I'm thankful for what I have and what God has done in my life. The fact that I get up every morning and spend time with the Lord is truly a blessing. It's like a 360 to what I used to do when it comes to, quote unquote, taking time out for God. Like, I literally will only read the Bible verse of the day. And speaking of that, I'm going to tell y'all something that's been happening. I don't know what this got to do with anything, but I'm going to tell you. Since basically I got up early this morning. It's like 4 something, so I'm recording way early than I usually, or that I've been recording. But anywho, let me tell y'all what's been happening. So every morning, y'all know that I type out the show notes, right? I type out what I call the Go Deeper section for y'all, the verses that I'm reading, the Go Deeper section where there's verses or whatever that I'm challenging you all to go and look into on your own. I usually put the Bible verse of the day, whatever the title of the episode was. All that stuff is usually in the captions of wherever you guys are either listening or watching this, right? I've been noticing, and I don't know if this got anything to do with anything, I'm just going to share it. I've been noticing that every time I come back to it, that like I usually type whatever I'm doing that day in my notes. I got this app that I use for notes. and I come back every day and I just pretty much change the stuff that needs to be changed. I'll change the title, the Bible verses. I'll change the things out. I've been noticing that every day that I've come back, and it's been like this for a while, so I don't know how long it's been doing this, but every time I come back to whatever I was, looking at the day or whatever I typed the day before, the Bible verse is missing every time I go back. Like, I don't know what they got to do, like the Bible verse of the day. So that section is blank. All the other sections are still there from whatever I typed from the day before. But the Bible verse of the day is usually blank. And I've been noticing it at least for the past few weeks or so. I don't know if that has anything to do with anything, but I'm just reminded of it as I tell y'all that back in the day, that's literally all I would do. I would just read the Bible verse of the day and be like, oh, I did my due diligence with reading the Bible or whatever the case is. But now, again, experiencing this life-changing or making this life-changing adjustment in my life has been just truly a blessing. Like, I'm thinking about doing a small group again at the church, centered around the Jews, and maybe even Madam Miraculous and whatnot. And yeah, so to God be the glory for all things, man. But anywho, let's get into this conversation, because y'all might be like, Miracle just out here talking X, Y, and Z. I mean, I've seen some people pop in, pop out live while I'm live here. But let's get into some of these verses, with our ungrateful selves. Luke 6:35, it says, "But love your enemies and do good, and lend, expecting nothing in return. And your reward will be great, and you will be sons of the Most High, for He is kind to the ungrateful and evil." This is why we got to stay humble, right? This is why we, are, kind to those that, are quote unquote enemies, whatever the case is. Like, at the end of the day, when we realize that, again, God did not have to do it, and the fact that He did it for little old me as I lived in sin, didn't deserve it. I didn't work for it. None of that, right? He just gave me the gift of salvation, the gift of life, and life more abundantly, and things of that nature. That again should humble us all. That should make us all, like, again, even Steven, as they say. But obviously what stood out to me the most in this verse is the part that he said that He is kind to the ungrateful and evil. That's us. We don't want to look at ourselves as that, but I mean, think about it. Just think about just humans in general and what we live like, look like. I mean, there's so many. Actually, when I looked up the verses for ungrateful, it just kept talking about. There was a lot of things that talked about, like, basically just the different sins and stuff that we do. And I didn't write down none of those verses because I feel like we already can see that all around us, man. You can look on the news. You can sit here and just look in your neighborhood. You can look in, our families, X, Y, and Z. It's like, it's all around us. Again, the evil, the fact that we don't deserve the goodness and kindness of the Lord, we don't deserve the gift that has been given to us. But yet here we are having it, and we're able to live because of it. Speaking of, here we go. John 3:16 and 17. So we're doing it through 16 and 17. And this is what it says. Y'all should already know it, but here we go, y'all. "For God so loved the world that He gave His only Son, that whoever believes in Him should not perish but have eternal life. For God did not send His Son into the world to condemn the world, but in order that the world might be saved through Him." So He didn't come down, right? And here's another thing. I thought about this morning. This is just something that crossed my mind. I don't know if we would receive it better if the Bible just said He came down to earth in the form of a man, X, Y, and Z. Like, will we receive it better? I don't know. I'm not trying to change the Bible. I think, because again, I reflected on the fact that I didn't realize until my adulthood that Christ was also God, because you hear son and whatnot all the time, and at least I'm being honest about that. I'm not sitting here trying to, I think I heard it, But what I'm saying is that I never understood it for real until my adult life. Like, and that's the thing. I don't know. Would that help us to understand it better? Would that help us to receive it better? I don't know. Because we don't like that idea of, I guess, God coming in human form. Because I know plenty of religions have or take issue with that part. So who knows, man? I don't know what would help us to get it or understand or appreciate the gift today. But yeah, okay, what's standing out to me the most in this? Well, I would say, well, the whole thing, obviously, because at the end of the day, again, the beginning is telling us what he did. It tells us that this is available for everybody, whoever believes, and whoever can be me, you, male, female, whatever race, whatever the case is. If you believe, then it's for you. And you won't perish but have eternal life. So that's the gift. Again, the gift that we are ungrateful for. And then it goes on to say that he didn't do this, to condemn us. At the end of the day, like, if it was God, I know a lot of us struggle with this idea of, does God hate us? Is God mad at us? All this different type of stuff. Oh, we sin and fall short, and we feel, I guess, so bad about it that we beat ourselves up, when at the end of the day, God has given us grace and mercy. Now, the thing is, I think the problem comes in when we don't accept the gift. When we're ungrateful for the gift, then that's where the problem comes in, because then you're not grateful, you don't accept it. And then now you have to deal with the consequences of not accepting the gift. And then I guess we feel some way about that. But then we understand judgment, right? We understand righteousness and justice when it comes to us here on earth. But it's like we don't understand the spiritual righteousness and justice. Like, or we do understand it, but then we forget that, like, that plays a part in us. When it comes to us and things of that nature. But anywho, that's a whole nother subject all by itself. But anyway, those are the things that stood out to me with that. Anything else should I say about that, Lord, before we move on? Yeah. I mean, it's just, again, just letting us know that it wasn't the purpose to, condemn us for our sin. Like, it wasn't the purpose to condemn us for everything that we did wrong. He came to set us free. Now, I guess that's what the first encounter is. And then, I mean, obviously Revelations and whatnot talks about the next time, right, he comes, then, things might look a little different based on how you lived and whether you accept the gift and whether you were ungrateful. But anywho, y'all can go deep with all of that. Let's keep going about this particular subject. So we got James 1:17. Every good gift and every perfect gift is from above, coming down from the Father of lights, with whom there is no variation or shadow due to change. Hey, it says what it says. It says every good and perfect gift comes from the Lord. I don't have too much to even say about that. Again, like I said, I know that the prayer meditation I listened to was also reflecting on that God will take care of you. He will give you good things, good gifts. He has good plans for us and things of that nature. We just need to trust him, and we don't. It took me a while to get here too, man. I'm not sitting here trying to be like, oh, I got it all together. I trust the Lord. I do feel like I'm in a better place of trusting the Lord now. But at the same time, I have to do it again. It's a day by day thing, I think my life is a reflection of that. I share that testimony, or I share my testimonies, like, just about daily here on this platform, of the different ways that I have to trust the Lord. Just the other day I was telling y'all, a place that I'm falling short, and this is an area that I'm thinking about challenging myself to trust the Lord in more. You know what I mean? And be like, well, Lord, if it's your will for me to stop, whatever the case is, then I need to trust, right, that you're going to take care of me in this area, right? Again, so communication with my husband, X, Y, and Z, trusting the Lord with this area. I'm still, until we die, right? There's no period to life. And so it's an ongoing journey of growth and learning, and and everything like that. And so let's learn to trust the Lord, y'all. I mean, you have a new day, and we can approach life in a new way. I mean, I ain't mean to rhyme, but there it is. So then Ephesians 2:8-9, it says, "For by grace you have been saved through faith. And this is not your own doing. It is the gift of God, so not a result of works, so that no one may boast." At the end of the day, again, yes, none of us can boast. If we're going to boast about anything, let's boast about Christ and what he did. Like, that's all we can really boast in. We can't boast on anything else. We can't say, oh, I did all the works that, made me, eligible to receive the gift of salvation. No, it was a gift. It was a gift given to you. And don't look the gift in the mouth, right? Don't look the horse in the mouth, y'all. Accept the gifts. Stop being ungrateful. Here's another verse, y'all. I was going to just put it in the Go Deeper section, but I'm going to read it, and hopefully this will be our prayer today. It's 2 Corinthians 9:15. It says, "Thanks be to God for his inexpressible gift." Like I said, I hope that this is y'all, every one of our prayers today. I really didn't even put anything in the Go Deeper section. I just was saying, like, if y'all want to reflect on all these verses that I read to you all this morning, read them for yourself, reflect on them. And the other challenge is to just practice gratitude, y'all. Let's just practice gratitude. This is ultimately the juice this morning. I hope that you all are encouraged and inspired, because that's all I got to say about that. Now, the Bible verse of today is James 5:13. It says, "Is any among you is any among you all..." Oh, wait, I know what it is. Hostile? Wait. I can't remember what that verse says right now. And I know this verse, but I don't know it obviously off the top of my head like that. So y'all can go and confirm what that particular verse says. Oh, I know what it is. Thank you, Lord. Okay. "Is any among you afflicted? Let him pray. Is any merry? Let him sing psalms." Friends, I hope you all enjoyed this juice this morning. Thank you so much for listening to God, Sex, and Love, your daily dose of inspiration and juice. I pray you guys can go forth and have a wonderful day, and I look forward to talking to you all tomorrow, if the Lord's will. You know that today's Friday, y'all, so we have a new episode of the GSL Talk Show that's coming out at 7 p.m. It's with Mr. Andre Paradis, so I did get that right yesterday, and he has a movement called Project Equinox, and you guys can learn more about him and those endeavors tonight, like I said, at 7 p.m. on the GSL Talk Show. Y'all have a fabulous Friday. Bye-bye.
This has been brought to you in part by Anointed Touch Health, Fitness, and Beauty. Eat right and exercise daily. Walk with God, run from the devil. 1 John 20:20, you have an anointing from the Holy One. Visit anointedtouch-hfb.com for more information.